Hi everybody, and a warm welcome back to Maple Leaf Customs. I'm Andrew in Switzerland, bringing you an important PSA today on how to save some money, especially in your airbrush maintenance. If you're like me, you buy consumable products online, such as this airbrush cleaner and airbrush thinner. And these are excellent products, don't get me wrong, but if you've already splashed out for a spray booth and compressor and the airbrushes themselves, you know what the startup costs in this hobby are like. It can be mind-blowing, so any way I can save a few pennies, I'm all for it, and I'm going to share with you today what I've discovered with this very simple way of mixing up your own solutions for a fraction of the money that you'd pay online. I've searched all over YouTube and I have come up with this composite recipe that I like the best, made out of things that you can find at the grocery store or the drugstore, starting with distilled water. I bought a liter of this for 79 euro cents. It's called ironing water over here where I live. Isopropyl alcohol, or IPA, I bought 3 1-liter bottles, all together for about 4 euros in total, and any kind of window cleaner. And I'll talk a little bit more about this. Whether or not it has ammonia as an ingredient is something that's up for debate. Mine is ammonia free. The only thing I really spent money on is this bottle of glycerin, and you might already have some in the pantry. This will be measured in drops. From Amazon, I ordered a couple of plastic squeeze bottles. These come in all kinds of sizes. Mine are 250 milliliters. They've got measuring hash marks on the side, which is very helpful, and a common funnel, which you probably already have. That's all you need. I want to emphasize this is one recipe. This is what I use, and you can certainly freestyle a little bit. And also please make note, this is for acrylic paints, both the cleaning of the airbrush and the thinning. If you're using enamels, which I don't yet, you'll have to look for something a little more robust than this. But if you're an acrylic airbrusher, you've got everything you need to save some big money right now. In goes the funnel, and I'm going to begin with the window cleaner. Now, I'll show you the measurements again as I pour this. If it has ammonia in it, which many of these do, Windex comes with and without ammonia, I've read that that could strip the chrome lining inside the airbrush cup. I've also read that only happens if it's a cheap cup and if it's left in there for a long time, so I don't think you need to worry about it. Again, mine is ammonia free. The main part of this mix is the distilled water. I made some pen marks on the side of my plastic squeeze bottle just to remind me, but I've also got the recipe right in front of me on the workbench. The alcohol I bought is 99.9%. That's full power. 91% is common. I see 70% on the shelves. It doesn't matter because look what I'm doing. It's all diluted down anyways to what will end up being about a 30% strength in the end. So, the less you dilute it, the stronger it is. The stronger the alcohol content, the better the cleaner, etc. I'm not a chemist, but that's common sense reasoning that's easy to follow. Glycerin is usually something that you buy for your brownies to keep them nice and moist, and so it's a good chance you've got some in the kitchen. The purpose that it serves in these concoctions is almost like a lubricant, like the flow improver that I showed you at the beginning. It's also going to keep the O-rings well lubricated and keep the needle nozzle from drying up too quickly while you're in the process of airbrushing. This bottle cost about 6 euros. It's the most expensive product on the desktop right now, but notice I'm just putting in 15 drops, so this is going to last a lifetime. And even though it was the most expensive bottle out of all of them, when you prorate all of the ingredients, it turns out to be the cheapest part. I like the siphon and the needle style of these squeeze bottles, especially for the airbrush cleaner. You can imagine just pointing that into the cup and giving it a couple of blasts and swishing it around and cleaning it. So it's cheap and it's practical. If this kind of video was helpful to you, let me know with a respectful comment below, and maybe I'll try to make a couple of more DIY style videos to help you out with things that I have found to be helpful for me. And we turn our attention to the thinner. Once again, remember that both the cleaner and the thinner are for those of us using acrylics, not enamel paints. The recipe is almost the same. The dosages differ a little bit. The big difference is there's no window cleaner in this one. So I start with the distilled water, exactly the same as I put in the cleaner, but this time we're going to add a generous 175 milliliters. And you can see how much is left in that 1 liter distilled water bottle. So this is going to last a long time. The IPA is also the same, but this is for the thinner and 75 milliliters, give or take. It's not an exact science. It's a little harder to see because there's no blue coloring in this one, but I'm following the measurements in my recipe as well as the hash marks that I made on the side of the squeeze bottle. We pass over the window cleaner, very important. You don't want that in your thinner. That would eat up the paint instead of thinning it out. But the same glycerin in the same amount. 15 drops, just like the recipe for the cleaner. The flow improver you saw at the beginning is the most exorbitantly expensive of all of these commercial items, so this is where you're saving the most money and getting the exact same effect with the glycerin. See how much is still left in this bottle? That's going to last forever too. So there it is. I might have a total of 10 euros worth of product on my desktop right now, and inside each 250 milliliter squeeze bottle, maybe $1 maximum. That's being generous. And so when you compare the price per liter, you are making a huge savings. And you'll also be able to use these products much more liberally and get a better cleaning than you would being stingy with the commercial brands and worrying about how much it costs. I hope this video helped you out. You can certainly make this at home. Leave a comment below and tell me if you've got a different recipe. And come on back soon and often. It's coffee time.